Number 14 on the Chris Simms Top 40 quarterback countdown is
Matthew Stafford.
My guy.
Your guy. And really my guy, too. I'd like that to be known.
Okay.
I mean, listen, the list that I first originally ever started with the Blake Bortles number 70 list, that was during the 2017 season. That year when I made up that list, I made Matthew Stafford the number 5 quarterback in my rankings. I mean, he was a top 5 quarterback. I am a Matthew Stafford apologist for his career. I am, yes. I think he's way more talented than people give him credit for. I think he's had pretty much nothing but shit around him on the offensive side of the ball until maybe the last year or two. I know he had Calvin Johnson, but, man, never a run game, never really a good defense, never a good offensive line. And then last year, was the first year he had a head coach that was like, no, we're going to play, complimentary football and play a team game, and we're going to play the game the way I see it. And we're not just going to go out there and, Matt Stafford carry us and throw the ball 40 times a game and win the game that way. And you know what happened? Matt Stafford got worse. And that's why he's at 14. Matt Stafford had the worst year of his career. And, I say that.
You had him at 5th last year.
Yeah, I did.
So even you as a Matt Stafford apologist are a little down.
I'm going to always keep it real and try to self-scout myself and be real about the situation. I mean, I'm not going home to have dinner with Matt Stafford tonight or any of these guys. There's no personal relationship.
I would do that. I would
too. I would back Matt if you want to come out. Let me know. I'll give the address. I'd love to have dinner with you. But no, I have no personal interest in any of this. And the way he played last year, yes, he had issues adjusting to the cultural and new style of play that the Detroit Lions have implemented there. Matt Patricia, he wanted to play 2001, 2003 New England Patriots style of football. He wants to run it on first, run it on second. Okay, we did it. We're going to play through our defense. It's third down now, though, Matt. You haven't been able to throw a ball, in 6 or 7 plays. You're not in rhythm. But now we need you to throw a strike, on 3rd and 12. And, Stafford is definitely capable of doing that. I truly do believe that. But he had troubles adjusting to that last year. Go ahead. You want to say something?
I want to get into that because I want to know if they can make that leap. Because give a little more context to that. How bad they've been running the ball. They had 70 straight games where they didn't have a 100-yard rusher.
2013, right, was the last time, I think, before this year they had a 100-yard rusher?
They haven't basically had a running game since 1998 when Barry Sanders was there. They've been in the bottom half of the league in rushing yards per game since 1998.
Right.
They have not been in the top half since then.
Their defense is certainly not been nobody's going, oh my gosh, we got to play the Detroit Lion defense, at least not in time in my lifetime yet. So
here's where it could be different. You got Kerryon Johnson now, who 10 games last year had 641 yards, and now you bring in Darrell Bevell, who has been known to accentuate the running game, probably why he was brought in.
No question about
the offensive coordinator. He has averaged 130 rushing yards per game. So for the first time since Barry Sanders retired, do you think that the Lions can have a rushing game that will help out Matt Stafford?
I do. I do think they will. And I do expect Matt Stafford to be way better than the 14th quarterback. And I think I should qualify this. First of all, Matt Stafford's talent is top 5-ish in the NFL. This is one of the great arms in the history of the NFL. It is. It gets overshadowed because he plays in a division with the greatest arm in the history of the NFL, and sometimes he doesn't get his due there because of some of the plays he can make and the throws. And I've heard Drew Brees and Brady and Dan Marino all talk about Matthew Stafford's arm because it is that special. But to what you're saying, they finally have a team around them. They're going to play team football. They're going to play through the defense. They're going to control the clock. They're not going to just let, hey, Matt, just drop back and throw for 400 and see if we can pull it out. And I think that's where he struggled, really, Ahmed, is to me that. And to make a correlation, this is the one thing I've kind of trying to say, because it's hard to correlate maybe to somebody out there who hasn't played football or been around it. Let's just he's playing street basketball his whole life. Hey, you're open, shoot it. That's our only rule. We got no rules except if you're open, shoot it. And that's what he's been doing. It's just, okay, we're going to drop back in the shotgun. We can't run the ball. Hey, Stafford, throw for 40 yards, throw it 40 times. We need 400 yards and 4 touchdowns or we can't win the game. Okay, great. Within that, there's pressure on the player to perform, but there's also not pressure because you're just going, wow, I'm going to get a lot of chances. I'm going to get a lot of shots at the hoop today. But now what he's being asked to do is, like I said on the show earlier today, it's like Gene Hackman Hoosier style, right? Who comes in and is like, we're gonna pass the ball 5 times before anybody's even allowed to shoot. And he's like, what? We're gonna run a play? You're going to make me do the triangle offense? All these type of things? So now for the first time in his career, he's being managed. And it's not easy to play that way. I know a lot of people look at those quarterbacks sometimes and go, oh, he plays on a team that runs the ball and plays defense. It's easy to be the quarterback of that team. No, it's almost the exact opposite. You know, when you play that way and the focal point of the offense is not getting the quarterback in rhythm, it's hard to ever really get in rhythm as a quarterback. And I think all of those things are the struggles that Matt Stafford went through last year. Missed some throws, Ahmed, that I just was like, I've never seen the guy miss a throw like that. And he would miss 2 or 3 every game last year, which is ultimately why I have him at 14.
So it was. I mean, last year he had fewer attempts than any other year since he got hurt in 2010.
Yep.
So, yeah, it's interesting. An adjustment for him, and so maybe even more he can try to work towards.
You know, you're micromanaged more.
Efficient quarterback. It's like when I do a show.
Yeah.
If you say you got a 2-hour show, go out there and do it. And you're like, you're making some mistakes, but for the most part, you're like, I'm happy with that show.
Exactly.
Then you go, okay, do a 2-minute show, and you make a couple mistakes, and you're like, wow, that was terrible.
That sucked. Exactly right. That's what I mean.
Okay, well, I only
every
had
mistake
2
gets
minutes.
put under a microscope, and that's
right.
exactly what's happened. You know, you throw the ball 45 times a game and make 2 or 3 bad decisions. Everyone goes, for the most part, you played good. But all of a sudden, you start throwing the ball 20 times a game, and you make those same 2 or 3 mistakes. Everyone goes, man, you the game up. You lost it for us. And you're right. That's a good example by you.
Let me throw it 50 more times, and I would have done a lot better. So there is one thing that for any Detroit Lions fan, which I have always been growing up, there's this the debate. It's Matt Stafford. He's not good enough to be the franchise quarterback, even though they paid him as the franchise quarterback, $135 million. But at the same time, we realize he is the best quarterback that the Detroit Lions have ever had. And where you see it the most is at the end of games. I was looking this up. He is 13th all time
in game-winning drives.
Game-winning drives.
I know.
He has 33 game-winning drives in the fourth quarter or overtime. That's more than Aaron Rodgers, more than Joe Montana, more than Terry Bradshaw, more than Jim Kelly, more than Roger Staubach. Now, granted, the Lions are often trailing in many games, so he does have a lot of opportunities.
Yeah, sure.
He had 8 alone in 2016, 8 of their 9 wins.
That was an amazing year. People kind of glossed that over.
They were down almost every game.
He won for them down the stretch, and they went to the playoffs, and he was about to win them another game.
Yeah.
But then the pass interference call against the Cowboys in the wild card game got overturned, and the NFL admitted they were wrong on 2 different instances on the same play. Let alone it was not pass interference. I think it was illegal contact, too. And then there we go. We're going to blame Matt Stafford. Oh, he can't win a playoff game.
I don't think he gets enough credit for that part of his game.
I agree.
Brought the team back.
Is clutch as hell and really been the only thing a team playing the Detroit Lions has had to worry about the last few years is going, oh, we just got to contain Matt Stafford.
Yep.
I mean, he's been focal point number 1. There's been nothing else to worry about. Yeah, Calvin Johnson certainly was great and all that. I get that. And they had a special connection there for a few years. But that was it. There was nothing else. And I worry about it right now this year a little bit with Stafford just looking forward into the crystal ball. Do I think the team will play better? Do I think they'll play better complementary game? And do I think they're going to make offense easier on Stafford and stuff? And I think he'll get more comfortable? Yes, I do. I think all the things are going to go in the right direction. But the one thing that concerns me is still I don't think they have very good weapons to the pass game. I think that's a legitimate question still at this point now.
Jermaine Kearse, they added. They still have Kenny Galladay, Marvin Jones. They added Danny Amendola. You don't think Danny
it's
Amendola
solid.
Totally
it's a lot of solid. Yeah, I mean, Kenny Galladay, we've all been talking about him like he's going to be a superstar, but this is like 4th year in a row, 3rd year in a row we're talking about it.
We've probably seen him at his
what he is.
best.
He's an awesome number 2. That's what he is. So
they
got they got the T.J. Hawkinson in the draft too. So that could be a help in the pass game, especially with the style of play they're going to play with Darrell Bevell and run game, like you said.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.